Well, there you are. I wondered where you'd all been, but I know where I've been. I've been working on this Mesa Boogie Triple Rectifier, this revision D, I think it is, from 2002 or thereabouts, or 2003. I think I isolated it down to, but I couldn't get much further. Anyway, well, what's the problem? Well, a few years back I changed the power transformer, and that's on YouTube, and it's probably down in the text below if you're really interested in that. But I developed a problem where the amp wouldn't switch between channels properly. Well, it would when it was in bold mode down there. And when it was in spongy mode, all sorts of problems. If you switch a solo on, it'd flake out, and basically the relays that were in it were chattering like a pile of monkeys. Right? Now, if you've never heard of pile monkeys, trust me, you're going, well, you're not now, but you could have. I might find some from somewhere. What do you think, Al? Yeah. He doesn't want to appear.
I can't see.
He can't see, and he doesn't know any monkeys. Well, don't worry about it. It's all good. So, anyway, I went on to the Mesa Boogie forum. Yeah, them guys. No, I'm not usually a forum type of guy, you know, after my experience with fractal audio. Yeah, so I never went back to fractal audio, but I have to say the Mesa Boogie guys are in a different league than the people on the other forum that I attended at one time. So, yeah, I did a bit of digging, and they made various recommendations, and one of which is, you know, work your way through it. Well, it's easier if you're an engineer. Now, I'm not a qualified engineer, electronics engineer. I am an engineer, but not an electronics one. So, it's harder for me. So I did do some digging from the things they said. I found a diagram. Don't worry about it. And the diagram showed me inside the amp. This was C12, that's C7, and so on and so forth. And the relays, this is number 1, this is number 5, and so on and so forth. That makes things an awful lot easier to go and look at. Yeah, so the plan was to buy capacitors, lots of them, and flip them all out, lift the board out, do all this stuff. Check those diodes, among other things, and go from there. However, one guy said to me, he said, Tony, you want one of these. And I said, want a what? Yeah, one of these things. Now, the chances are you've probably never heard of one of these, and it come from some EU country, which isn't a good idea in the first place, but don't worry about that. I'm in England, you know how it is. We've been fighting them for years, haven't we? Remember the French? Yeah, we're still fighting them now. I'm paying them to do it, by the way. Anyway, let's not worry about any of that. But this one's emcustom.eu. www.emcustom.eu. And when I looked at it, I went to myself, no, you might get that one or not. Anyway, it says here, it's an AMI, amp MIDI interface. AMI. Why didn't I think of that? Anyway, this guy, what he said to me, he's a great guy. I'll put his name on the screen somewhere. And all the others that are helping me, actually on the Mesa Boogie forum, because they're all worth it. Because, you've seen that phrase, because they're worth it. Yeah, well, it applies to them guys. And I did definitely buy one. Here it is. We'll have a close-up in a minute. So what you do with that is, well, don't bother with the pedal. And you take your cable out to the amp. Instead of plugging it in its pedal, you plug it in this. But you do have to order, actually, the right one for your amp. And they make lots of different versions. This one simulates a Bigfoot pedal. Not my friend's foot, no. It's the Bigfoot pedal off Mesa Boogie. Right? I know he's got big feet, but it's just life, right? Maybe Mesa knew him, or something like that. In any case, that's what this is set up to. It's set up to a Bigfoot. So I thought to myself, I'll plug it all in, and we'll see what happens. And then I thought, oh my God, it's only got a MIDI port. How do you make it work? I haven't got to go get a MIDI pedal and stuff. No, I haven't. Because when you read the instructions, unlike what I normally do, you can actually take a phone. Well, it's not connected because it's not turned on, and I don't want to stay on all day. So maybe we'll come in closer with the camera and I'll do a demo with that after. Yeah, so what it can do is it can connect with Bluetooth and you can just switch the channels. And in the bold mode, it was absolutely perfect. And we have plugged it off into the cabs and the rest of it. And guess what? In the spongy mode, it's absolutely perfect. Just as if it was new. So, in reality, there's nothing wrong with the amp. I'll still take the capacitors and probably put them in. Because these are old. That's life. But the fact is that this little emcustom.eu device, we'll call it that, has saved the bacon so far. Basically, it now allows me to go and have a look at that actual pedal and have a look at the chips on board, because they're powered from the amp, and swap them out and put some sockets in. Yeah, that'll be the next plan. So what I'm going to do is bring the camera in, and so you can have a quick look at the amp of what I've been messing around at in my, well, I can't say wisdom because I haven't got any of that, but I've got some really good friends on Mesa Boogie's forum. Okay, well, here I am, down here, close up. And there's the mains power transformer that I fitted. And by the way, that was bought from Mesa Boogie because the original transformer was 120. But when I came to get the 240 volt equivalent, they didn't make it any longer. So they said, oh yeah, we can give you the power transformer from the multi-watt. It'll work. No problem. Them are his exact words. And that's the one I fitted with all the extra bits up the top there. Yeah, there they are. So, and you'll notice if you look down here in this area, you can see that I've got the little numbers on the capacitors. For example, this one's number 7 on the relay. That one there's a C12. That's number 2. What else we got? I've got a C7 over there. And on it goes. And that was from the images that I pulled down from the internet. And by the way, I did upload them all back to the Mesa Boogie forum so that other guys could see what I'm doing. There are a lot of people that aren't actually electronics engineers, but, you know, I'm not telling them go and do it, so if you get killed, it wasn't me. But if you're anything like me, I tend to, yeah, mess around a bit. I'm still alive and I'm getting on now, so I can't be that bad, can I? So what I'm going to do now is show you the demo of how that device works. Okay, well, here we are. I'm just going to switch the amp on, not for very long, and it'll empower the box, as you will see presently. There it is. If you look, you can see channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, and I'll put it on standby, and you'll hear it. Channel 1, channel 2, you can hear it in the speaker, channel 3, channel 2, channel 1. And I do know that the solo and the FX does work, which you're going to see in a few seconds when I get Alan on the guitar, just strumming along a bit. Well, he's a bass player, you know what they like. They want to be guitarists, don't they? Okay, and now I'm going to switch it to, oh, that was in spongy. So I'll switch it to bold, and the same thing will happen. It's all there, it's all good. And once again, I know that these work. Yeah, they all work. Everything works. So let's get Alan on the old thing. And oh, just before I do go, I've got something else. I did actually make a note of the capacitors. I started reading them and saying this capacitor's that and that's the other. And I did the sort of conversion on what they were. And what I'll do is bungle this up in a text file into the forum so that other guys can mess around with it and show me where I'm wrong and they can get it right for everybody else. But I don't think it's actually wrong. Okay, well, I'm in bold mode here, and I'm switching it on, and we're on the clean channel, so you should be able to hear it. Yeah, all good. And let's switch to channel 2. Okay, if I turn the solo on and off again, and we switch to channel 3 and put the solo on. Let's go back to clean. Now I'm going to switch this amp to spongy, and we're on clean. Okay, now we're going to channel 2 and solo. Back off. Channel 3 and solo. So I think that really sums up that there's not really anything wrong with the amp, and that's what I wanted to show you guys. So what I'm going to be doing is getting some chips for the pedal, or finding a pedal, or this, that, or the other. Better turn that off because it's sitting on the desk, and I'll be back. Yeah, wait for the rest of the video, or wait for part 2. That's how I would say. So that's the end of part 1, and I hope you find it useful, guys, and yeah, I'll be going from there. When I get the pedal sorted, then I'll do the capacitors, because that's the easiest way of doing things in my bird brain. Yeah, so thanks for watching so far, and watch for part 2. It should really be quite interesting. Yeah, I'll either fail or I won't, but I think this time it's going to work. Now get out of here, and thanks Alan Bruce as well.